Morning, Lori. We're good here. This is Kareen.
Hi, and Terry's joining us. She ran to grab something. But I wanted to jump in and get started because I want to give an introduction of what we're going to be doing this month and and then then share the artists that we're featuring today and who we're inspiring our work from today. And then we want to jump right into it because we want plenty of time to do the fun stuff today. So this month we are going to explore women artists of the 1900s, and there actually are quite a few. I try to pick some that kind of focused in mixed media art. And today we're going to explore the works of Sonia Delaunay. And Sonia was born in the Ukraine. She studied art in Germany and then moved to Paris, and she lived the rest of her life in Paris. She was born in 1885 and passed away in 1979. And her whole thing with art was um, she was influenced by Cubism and color theory. But then she took that, and her and her husband, who is also an artist, Robert Delaney, um, they invented something called Orphism, which was based on Cubism. So Cubism is like it's kind of like what it sounds like. It's using cubes and geometric shapes to create abstract art. And so hers were they went circular with it. So most of the art you see from her is circular. And I'll share my screen in just a moment and share you kind of what her art looked like. It's very distinctive. But she went on, she wasn't, I wouldn't say a mixed media artist, but what made her mixed media was that she then took her artwork and did it on and created fabrics and created clothing was inspired by her work, especially later on in her life, whenever that capability came around. And so she also did like TV sets. She did designs for cars. So, in my opinion, someone born in 1885, she's way ahead of her time on a lot of things. And her artwork is very interesting. It's fun. It's very geometric. It's very abstract. And I thought it'd be a fun one to explore this week. So just real quick, I'm going to share my screen just so I can show you a little bit about her. Let me just find the right. Here we go. Okay, so Sonia Delany, as she was born in 1885, passed away in 1979, grew up lived in Paris most of her life. So her artwork, so just to show you a little bit of her artwork, let me go to images here because that's going to give you a better estimate. So if you can look here, most of her artwork is circular. And so what she does with her palette or her artwork is she basically breaks up the planes. So instead of
Mhm.
having everything all on like one flat plane with one perspective, she divides her pieces into multiple perspectives in at least two. So like if you look at this one right here, you can see she divided it into two. And then you can see some of her more complex ones where she used at different angles, and actually, I'm not even sure this is her artwork, somebody who did something inspired by her. But you can sort of see how she mixed things up to change the perspective and the composition based on different planes. And that's kind of what we're going to do today. This is one where she did it in two. I think that today I'm probably going to do mine in three pieces, but you can do whatever you want if you're practicing this one. All right, I'm gonna stop my share and we're gonna point the screens down and get started. Any questions, ladies, before we dive in?
I lost most of what you were doing because I was trying to put my um my lead in. So I'll
Okay.
just keep on watching.
All right. Well, you haven't lost anything. I was just introducing um Sonia Delaunay and her art. So what one of the things that she focused on was color theory, and she explored different ways that color interact. So if you look at her stuff, you've got the high contrasting where she throw in the white and the black. So I brought some white and black with me today. She also, because she did color theory, I wanted to make sure that I pulled in some colors. Now, usually you can probably work with, let me just take a couple of these out here. Primary colors and blend together to make other colors to accent, because one of the things that you're going to find when we do this is you don't want to have colors the same color next to each other. So the way that you can deal with that is to blend together to make different colors. But just for the sake of time today, I brought a couple of extra ones to kind of like fill in the blanks for us. So today I have quinacridone magenta, turquoise blue, cadmium yellow, hooker's green, which is I think the most interesting name, and then cadmium orange. So that's what I brought to work with today as far as colors, and I'm doing acrylics. I have a protractor and a compass to help me. If you maybe you have a stencil with circles, or you can basically use anything round. The tricky part's going to be the fact that you want to make the circles. In her artwork, she made her circles concentric, meaning she would have circles within circles within circles, but they all share the same center point. So you can use if you're using a stencil to do it like this, you can eyeball, kind of where the center is as you're building out your concentric circles. Then you can use a protractor. This is good. The only thing about what I use the protractor for is to divide the thing into different planes based on different angles. And then the compass is what I use to draw concentric circles. So I can show you what that means. The other thing is, if you don't have a color wheel, color wheels are good to show you kind of like what goes nice next to each other. Like this nice green with a lime green could be interesting to put in there. You don't want too many colors, but you also want to have enough variety. So I think, 5 or 6 colors with 3 primary colors that you use, and then you can mix up the others is probably a good approach if you're paying attention to the color theory. Okay, so to start off with, what we want to do is divide I'm working on a 6x9 piece of watercolor paper here. We want to divide our plane into, normally when you have your composition, you kind of have the rule of thirds and that sort of thing on your page, and you kind of work around that, like, could put circles and stuff. But what she did was really interesting is that divided up her, um, she divided up her plane into different things. So, and my protractor is not long enough. Let me get something here that I can use. So let's just say I wanted to take the sheet, and I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to draw a line down like that. And then maybe from that, I'm going to do one, and you don't have to do it straight in the middle. You can, you can have, you can still use your law of thirds and kind of work with that a little bit to get your intersections and stuff. But so here we go, is one that I've done. So let me just show you another one I did the other day. So this is when I was playing around with it. This is one I put together. I did this with watercolor paper and alcohol ink markers. It was just a quick study just to make sure I had an idea of how I wanted to approach this and explore doing her style. And or actually I should say the Orphism style, because there's other artists too that now kind of work in the same sort of way. So anyway, I created this and I divided into 4 planes. And then I took my protractor and drew my circles in that way. Now I could have just kept going like here, and you can kind of overlap the pieces, and I might do a little bit of that today. And so I'm taking to get started, I'm going to take my protractor. Any questions? You guys are already drawing.
Well,
I'm drawing.
you've got one line on or 2?
I did 2. So I don't know if you can see that. I made them
can't
very
see it.
faint. So let me put it really close. If you look here, you can see I have 2. So
Okay, so
I'll make it a little darker so everyone can see. I didn't realize that my light is washing it out.
right.
So there we go. So you can see a little bit better what I've got going on here.
Okay, and so you have one at an angle and one kind of, okay, got it.
Right. And you can do, literally whatever you
Whatever you want.
You could just do one down the middle, or you could do one down the middle and, do it into thirds.
Right, yeah, right. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take my see what angles I'm looking. I'm just kind of curious what the angles are here. So at this point, I'm like turn it over here. Go back to geometry class.
Right.
Yeah, this one is like
I
a
didn't do very well in geometry class.
54-degree angle, which means this one's going to be whatever the opposite of that, because this is a 90-degree angle. But anyway, don't worry about that too much. Don't get caught up in the geometry. I mean, I'm sure that she probably did go kind of deep into the geometric piece of it, or the angles and that sort of thing, in some of her art.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. So I am just going to start making my circle. So I'm going to actually go from one line to the next. I'm going to start at the center point here, and I'm going to drag it over in both planes, even though I'll probably color it different colors. I'm going to have this in two different planes, going like this. And you can vary the distances for these so that you have
It's been
some.
a long time since I've worked with one of these things.
Mhm.
Really long time. And so then I make it bigger, and we don't want to, we want to have fairly large shapes,
Yeah, I
right?
think that, yeah, we want to have some, I think today, I mean, if you wanted to get, different, but today, we need to kind of keep it big because we don't have a lot of time to paint any bitty little
Right,
spots.
right.
I'm going to do that. And then, I could come in and play off of one of these cross points by putting my point in and drawing the circles around that. I could do that. I could start here
Okay.
and come in like right here and go around. I think I'm doing that. Yeah, it's been a while for me too, guys.
And then I want to do this maybe.
Oh, that's interesting the way that ended up. I like that.
Oh, so you're going now the other direction. Okay,
Mhm.
now I'm confused. Okay, so you're starting from this point and doing another.
Yeah, and you can do, you define where you want your, concentric.
Okay, I see. I see what you've done.
There's no rule. Like if I did this again, I would do it probably a different way. It's
Right.
just it just has to do with yeah, I'm gonna keep this like in going like this here. I kind of like what I got going on here. It's kind of different. Now, the project that we're gonna do this month, which I'm still filming, is going to incorporate two of our artists this month, Sonia Delaunay, and there's another one called Howardina Pinnell, who I believe may still be living. And Howardina, a lot of her artwork was made up of circles and abstract circles, but hers was collage. So she collaged lots of circles, but she has her art, a lot of her artwork is like these tiny little like circles, like you punch out of a like a hole punch, like hundreds
Uh-huh.
of them, and she just glues them all down in different colors to create and she works really, really large to create these large um abstracts. And I think it's just really fascinating what she does. And anyway, so we'll get to her on the third week, but the project we're doing is going to incorporate Sonia Delaunay's work, and it's also going to incorporate some of Howardina's work. And it also is going to include mixed media, which means there's going to be collage work involved and even some gel printing.
Cool.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
And I can do whatever I want here. I don't have to follow you, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, you should just do whatever you
I'm
want.
just having fun making circles.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the rules are, but I'm just going to keep on going
No rules.
with what I've got going on here.
No rules at all. Okay.
I used to spend so much time that my teachers would yell at me in school because I would do this. Circles and doodles with circles.
Yep.
So it just was because compasses and this kind of stuff was fun to play with.
Yes, it is. Okay. I
Okay.
want to do some circles
For
out.
me, I'm filling in all the spaces.
Yeah.
I want to do maybe do an actual circle here.
I'm painting. I'm keeping it simple.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
that's probably
painting
best.
already.
I'm keeping it simple. My first
Okay.
try at this.
Me, I am incapable of keeping things simple. Keep on trying, but I think I am totally, it doesn't resonate with me to keep things simple. But I think I am at my
I'm almost there too.
I'm almost there. I'm just gonna put another little circle here that's just a circle. Okay. So now I've got this, and then I'm going to start painting.
There we go.
So maybe I need, no, I'm not going to get complicated with this. I just like circles.
And you
Okay.
want to work with a brush that is that fits the size, of the area that
Right.
the size of your shapes too. And I have a piece of synthetic paper here to use as my palette paper. Find that works pretty
Yeah.
good. Have you guys tried that?
No, I could do that. That sounds good.
I
Just
have a
use,
palette pad here, palette paper pad. Can use the backside of a piece of freezer paper too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had actually put out my I put out a glass plate, but I think I like the
Ah,
feeling like a piece of paper. That I can use too. I use the glass plate a lot with when I do the cold wax and oil. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna start with my blue, or maybe I'll start with my yellow. That actually looks like a good idea. Let's start with the brightest color. And again, I'm going to be using some Nova also. As I see that's what you're using, green.
yeah.
Using some Nova. So, if I'm going to put it directly, I'm fine with just going in my bottle and pulling it out. So let me do this. So does she have a rhyme and reason, do you think, to her color placement, Lori?
Yes, she does. So she explored different color palettes and how colors work next to each other. So she would actually do like kind of like gradient colors. So like if you look at the color wheel, how
Uh-huh.
she would try those sort of things, and then she would use the complementary colors with that, and then she explored how those variations work with the different ones. And so if you look at her art, you can kind of see that she did that.
So like if she does the yellow here, she might want to put a complementary of yellow in between. So she may want to put the blue, you know,
Yes.
a purple, what the complementary of yellow is purple.
Purple.
Yep.
Right, yeah. So she may want to put a red over in the next category, and then she would put a blue and red mixed together.
Yes.
So here I'm taking my yellow and I'm actually gonna pull my yellow right. I picked transparent colors deliberately because
Mhm.
I was hoping that I could get, I didn't have to use white. I like the glow of a color on top of another color.
Mhm.
So that's why I picked transparent colors. So we will see how that works. But now I'm going to try the red. Let me see. So I am going to try the red away from it, and then I'm going to pull the red all the way into here, and then I'm going to put blue on top of the red and see how it works.
Right. Yep. That's how. And again, this is exploration, right? So
Right. This is not, yeah. So when I put my red in, I am actually doing him almost a little more like watercolor because I'm choosing, if I can, not to use the not to use the whites because I
right.
want it to glow. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this works. And I did not pay attention to your let's do that I should use my brush that's more suited for the size. I should have used a slightly bigger brush, but that's okay. And I'm using,
And this is a good fun exercise if you're practicing that you can use markers with too.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. I can
Um,
see where that
I
would be
mean,
good
I just
with
wanted to,
markers.
and you can use a combination of markers. You can use mixed media. So
Mhm.
one of the things that I kind of want to do, or actually that we are doing, I should say, because I'm already started doing it, is cutting out the concentric circles for collage and cutting those out from gel prints.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then putting it together like this.
Okay.
So it's a little bit, you have to kind of be a little more precise with the sizes of things because you're cutting out to fit.
Right.
Right.
So,
I was thinking this exercise is good just for creating an abstract collage and kind
yep,
of getting your color placements. And then I could actually cut this and make a template in order to cut my collage papers
exactly.
or rip my collage. But I would want to rip them. So,
Yeah, yep.
um,
Well, sometimes I don't always rip all of my collage papers because I do like with circles, I find that I also do like the circles to what's the word I'm looking for? I
yeah,
like,
I know what you mean. I usually do my circles. I'll use a circle cutter or a
yes, right. I want my circles to look more circular. I don't want them to have ragged
right.
edges because of the nature of circles. Okay. So now
Like
I'm
that's exactly what I do cut mine. I don't care.
right. I'm not,
Sometimes my collage, sometimes I cut. Most of the time I cut.
I got reprimanded for not cutting or for cutting once. So
Yeah, but
I try to let it go.
yeah, just break the rules.
I do break the rules. So now I'm going to try this phthalo over, but I'm going to glaze over this, and I'm thinking it's dry enough, but let me use a little bit more of a dryer here. We'll see. And I'm going to try the phthalo over this and see if it gives me a beautiful purple. It may not. What I was trying to do is keep on the warm side with my colors,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if the phthalo is giving me what I want here for purple, but I'm going to keep on going with it. Maybe when it dries, it'll be prettier. And again, it's all exploration, right?
It totally is too. And you know, this is a good exercise. I mean, just grab yourself 2 or 3 colors and start painting. You know what I mean? Start doing this. This is a great uh mojo what's the word for I'm looking for it? Mojo inspirator
Right.
to
So I'm
get
going to,
this flowing.
yeah, get it flowing. I'm going to use the same. I usually don't use phthalo. It's just what happened to be out. And I like, well, they're all warm colors. This should work. Not sure if they really do, but I'm putting the phthalo nail out
Okay,
here.
I think we have like 5 minutes left, so
Oh no.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have
I-
to go play with this when I go to the studio today. Well, I can't because
and
I've got,
I am sort of penny fast because I want to at least get part. I might do just one section of it, get it done.
yeah,
So
I'm working on that myself.
because what I like to do, what I would like to do, if you look at the piece I did, is I came back through with the black to add some
Mhm.
contrast. Posca,
Uh-huh.
Posca marker to put some white lines and stuff in there to give it that contrast.
Okay. Well, and what I'm trying to do here, I want to put a little bit of, like, I want this to be green next to this yellow. Let's see how that works. And that's kind of fun. I think my purple went too dark. So I'm going to then go with a blue here because I have an orange here. So I'm going to go with the blue here. And then I'm going to make sure the blue goes in here. And then I'm going to make this green, I think. I'm going to see how this works because I'm just trying to. I'm exploring.
Yeah.
I like
Mhm.
blue itself, just blue, but I
And
wanna-
if we don't finish, I will record the rest of my painting and put it on the channel here so that you can watch how I complete it.
thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Yeah, usually I do that too when I'm at when I've got time, but we have an art opening today at the studio, so I'm going to be a little challenged.
Oh, that's okay.
Have to get in there. It's not my art that's opening, but it sounds like it's going to be really an interesting show. It's a woman that was made homeless by Helene,
Oh
and
Mhm.
my goodness.
she then started doing pencil sketches because I guess that was all she had. And it's her pencil sketches from her reaction to what happened when she was homeless and lost all of her art supplies. So it sounds fabulous to me.
Mhm. It
And
does.
Does sound really interesting.
I'm very excited about it and I want to be there. Okay, so now I've got my blue there and I may edit my purple because I don't like it. I like all of the colors that are happening except for think I'm limiting myself by not allowing more colors in. So I may end up with some teal in here because I always need teal.
Mhm.
So that's where I think I'm going next.
And so one interesting thing that I have just discovered is that I really love the magenta next to the orange.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I love the magenta next to the orange.
that's beautiful.
And in interest of time, I'm going to try some Posca markers. Just
Yeah, I was
because.
say you can, the first time you do this with markers. You can use any kind of marker you have. Watercolor
Yeah,
markers, regular markers, um, alcohol markers, whatever you have.
right, because I really like I like the marker. It's quicker.
Okay, ladies, I think we're out of time.
Okay,
Okay.
Thinking very
well,
hard, but I think everyone gets the idea. So go check out Sonia Delaunay. Look at the textiles that she did in the fashion industry. It's very interesting. And look at, kind of the style of her art. I just thought it was fascinating, and I thought she was way ahead of her time.
right.
To be honest.
Mhm.
And very avant-garde. And I think a lot of art in the 60s was really based on her artistic style and this
Yes.
style. Very, the abstract and the circles and stuff. And you can see it in a lot of fabrics and stuff. So it's very interesting. Go check her out, learn more about her. I will finish this and record it and put it on the channel so that anyone who's interested can watch me finish. And thank you for your time, ladies. I can't wait to see how yours end up.
Yes, I'm very
Yes, thank
excited.
you.
I think I got a little ambitious and did an 8 by 10 here. That's another one of my problems.
Oh no, I think it's good. That's
Yeah,
she worked very, very large. So she did these. She must have had a huge, huge compass. You know what I mean?
yeah,
She
Mhm.
probably used the string because that's another thing you can do if you're working big,
yeah.
is take a pencil and use a string and hold your finger and do the curvatures. But
That's
so this month's project and the Explore Mixed Media is going to combine this style along with Howardina Pinnell and her style. They both were inspired by circular art and for different reasons. And we'll talk about that, in one of our future, in the third session this month. So go explore that. And if you're not already a member of Explore Mixed Media, why not?
yeah,
The amount of value and projects and stuff in there for the cost it's unheard of. You're not going to get it anywhere else. And guess what? We're probably going to be raising the rates. So, because we have a lot of content in there now that is pretty valuable. But if you lock in at this rate, then you're in for as long as you want to be. And it's a good one. So we hope you join us. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today, and we will see you next Friday.
and thank you for your creative spirit and your education here. This is fascinating.
Yeah,
Yes, it was great to get introduced to this, and I think it's has a lot of applications too as we design other art.
Yeah,
absolutely. And that's the whole idea. All right.
Yep.
Well, everyone have a good weekend.
see you next
You
week.
too.
Bye,
Thank you. See you
guys.
next